IDGAF by Dua Lipa. I'm really grooving on this tune at the moment. I think it's a really cool little guitar riff, and we're basically using bar chord shapes here, but we're not barring at all in this song, which should be a relief to many of you watching this video. We've got 5 chords in total, and the shapes that we're using, we'll cover the picking in a second, but the shapes we're using, this is an E minor chord, barring at the 7th fret, so if you can see the dots on the top of my guitar, 3, 5, 7, and then we've got an A minor shape here, played with fingers 2, 3, and 4, right on the tips, and that's the shape that we're using, okay? Now, instead of holding down all the strings with your first finger like this, all we need to do is hit that root note here, the E note at 7th fret, and have the 3rd and little finger down, and the little finger doesn't need to be down, so we're just pressing those 3 strings, which you can then play one at a time, low to high, either with your thumb, first finger, and then probably 3rd finger, or use a pick, going down each string each time. So, or if you were using a pick, just one at a time, like that. If I was using a pick, I would probably pick down, down, up. That would be the most economical way of doing it. But they're the 3 notes that we're hitting here. Then we move the first finger down 2 frets, and then it's the 3rd and the little finger that play the notes on the 2nd string and the 4th string at 7th fret. So 5th fret and 7th fret, making this a couple of notes out of a D chord. 1, 2, 3. 3 notes out of a D chord, I should say. And it's this shape that is continued for the next 3 chords. So this is chord number 1, using this shape. Then we move all of these down a string, which would be like a G chord. I'll give you some comparisons in a second. And then we move back to where we were and just move that last one 2 frets down. And this last chord is a C major chord. The first finger's on the C note at 3rd fret, 3rd finger and little finger as the shapes before. So those last 3 chords, 1, down a string, and those are at 5th fret, and then moving down to 3rd fret, 3rd and little finger at 7th. So in total, those 3 chords were E minor, D, G, and C. Now we can of course play those 3 chords, E minor, D, G, and C. It's the same notes, but we're playing them higher up the fretboard, and we're just playing certain notes out of them to get the riff. If you need any help with bar chords or these kind of acoustic guitar shapes or the picking, then my Improve a Guitar course is the thing that I would recommend that you check out. There's a link to it here and in the description, and it's available to stream from andyguitar.co.uk. So let's just briefly talk you through the picking with these notes as well and start to put this more together. So here's the E minor chord with my first finger at 7th fret, and we're going to go thumb, 1st, 3rd. Bum ba bum. That's the rhythm. 1, 2, 3. Thumb, 1st, 3rd. That picking's always the same apart from when we move down a string, but it's always thumb, 1st finger and then 3rd finger that I'm using. So thumb, 1st, 3rd. Move it down to the D. I'll cover the tapping separately. Let's just step through these chords. Down a string, and then finally to the C. And again, you can just pick those if you wanted. Okay. Now that is played once, and then it repeats almost the same, but rather than moving down to the G chord, rather than moving down a string, we move down to this what is essentially a B minor bar chord, but again, not actually barring, not actually holding down that first finger, just playing string 5, 2nd fret, and that minor shape that we played up at the E on the 1st chord, like that. And then we would move to the C. So on the 2nd repetition, E minor, D at 5th fret, minor chord shape at 2nd fret, that's the B minor, and then C. So 2, 3, 4. Even slower, just so you see, 3, 4. Remember, you can also slow down videos on YouTube as well. It's really handy. That 0.75 is I use it all the time to work out songs by ear and to see what people are doing on live videos. Very much so. It's very handy. But I'm also adding this tap. I'm always adding this tap just on beats 2 and 4. So we have a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm always tapping there. Making that fit in with this rhythm can be difficult if you're not used to doing it. So the first step is really doing this along to the original record. Again, remember, you can slow down the original record. So handy, 0.75, and play along at a kind of, at about that speed first of all. And then you will hear a little snare or a little kind of tap sound. Boom ba dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum. Okay, and it'd be really handy if you can tap your foot to that even while you're playing. But then what we do is add this tap sound, which comes from tapping the strings onto the frets around here, around you know, the highest part of the fretboard. Even if you tap here, the sound is coming from the strings hitting the metal frets, that kind of thing. That's how you'll get that sound that we want. Okay, and I've kind of got my hand in this fashion, kind of like a bit of a claw, I guess. And my fingers are always in. I'm plucking the strings into the palm of the hand, and then just laying the hand down flat like this, and that's my tapping sound. I'm not hitting the guitar or anything. That's where the sound's coming from, here. So one last playthrough, adding in the tap, and that'll be us for this lesson. 2, 3, 4. Last time, super slow. 3, 4. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, the 2 things that I would recommend that you check out after this lesson are my Improve a Guitar course to check out the chords and how bar chords work and these sorts of shapes. And then I have a fingerstyle course as well. So if you were unsure of what you were doing with your picking hand, my fingerstyle course will be my recommended thing to check out, and I'll make sure that I link up a couple of the free videos that are on YouTube to sort of show you what those are all about. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you dig this video, and check out more of these videos that you can see on screen now.